Autism spectrum disorder, also called ASD, is a neurodevelopmental condition diagnosed using behavior only. Currently, no genetic test, brain scan, or blood test is available to determine if someone has autism. These symptoms need to be present from early childhood and be significant enough that they interfere with everyday function. Despite sharing these core features, a diagnosis of ASD can look vastly different from one person to the next. Not only do symptoms vary between individuals, but they also change over the course of a lifetime. This makes ASD a complex disorder to diagnose and treat. Research has shown that early diagnosis of ASD is key for optimal outcomes over the course of a lifetime. The earliest observable symptoms of ASD can be evident as early as 2 years of age, and the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends screening all children for ASD at their 18 and 24-month wellness visits. However, many people don't receive a diagnosis until they are much older. When a family or healthcare provider suspects ASD, they usually refer the family to a highly trained specialist for a comprehensive ASD assessment. These screening and diagnostic methods have many benefits and are current best practice, but they are not ideal. Because an evaluation is time-consuming and requires a highly trained clinician, evaluations are very expensive. Coupled with the scarcity of qualified clinicians, this translates to families waiting as long as 18 months for initial and follow-up evaluations, which ultimately delays important breakthroughs and deeper insight into the nature and causes of autism. Researcher and self-taught computer scientist Keith Bartley, who works at the Center for Autism Research at Children's Hospital Philadelphia, was determined to find a better way to measure human interaction and quantifiable components. His goal was to track granular differences in individual behavior as well as changes over time. A maker since childhood, Bartley tinkered and hacked his way to a solution that would allow clinical researchers to objectively collect, digitize, and analyze data to establish reliable measures of autism symptoms more quickly and precisely than ever before. In collaboration with Dr. Bob Schultz, director of the Center for Autism Research, Bartley fabricated the original prototype of a biometric sensor camera nicknamed the Sensor Tree. The ingenious new device was devised by combining the component parts of existing video and biometric devices. Bartley designed and made a new motherboard from scratch so that audio, video, and wearable devices measuring heart rate, skin conductance, and brain activity could all work together to produce a fully synchronized stream of data that captures all observable human behaviors and then some. Several generations later, the Sensor Tree is barely larger than a coffee mug. The Sensor Tree can be placed between conversation partners in virtually any context. It goes unnoticed as it collects every precise eye and facial muscle movement, gesture, and vocal inflection. During an unscripted 3-minute get-to-know-you chat between a participant and a researcher, the Sensor Tree creates a digital characterization of everything an expert clinician can measure, but with greater precision and accuracy. When these data are fed into computer modeling software, the Sensor Tree has shown very high accuracy in classifying between people who do and do not have ASD, and in predicting individual levels of social communication difficulty. All of these data can then be combined into a complete digital portrait, or what researchers call a digital phenotype. The digital phenotype is like a signature of a person's unique social behavior and physiology that can be combined with other data, such as the medical and genetic profiles and brain imaging. The Sensor Tree creates a more complex picture of how different constellations of ASD symptoms group together to point to potential subtypes of ASD. Unique subtypes are critically important for researchers working to develop more effective interventions and supports that can be tailored to each person's biology, strengths and difficulties, and behavioral profile. The digital signature captured by the Sensor Tree is analyzed using advanced computational methods and proprietary computer vision and machine learning algorithms. Computational scientist Evangelos Sarianidi and Birkin Tunk devise and test complex statistical methods to analyze these data. They work closely with quantitative linguistics expert Julia Paris-Mars and behavioral experts Juhi Pandey and Casey Zampella. The CAR team can compare how the behavioral patterns of autistic people overlap or differ from those found in people who are neurotypical or who have depression or another behaviorally defined diagnosis. The sensor tree is not meant to replace clinicians in the assessment of autism. Rather, it is an assessment tool that can help clinicians to work much more efficiently. Because it is more quantitative and far less time-consuming than traditional assessments, the sensor tree has the potential to revolutionize ASD diagnosis, treatment planning, and ongoing care management. It will also greatly enhance research into causes of autism. In particular, it will make genetic research more robust and powerful. A precision medicine approach to ASD will lay the foundation for autistic patients' success in their everyday social interactions in the community, at work, and within their families.